body bags where horror lies.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 36 here on Body Bags. I am your host Moodz616, and thank you once again for dropping in. Alrighty guys, yeah, it's that time again. It's Sunday, and we are continuing along here with our foreign horror themed month. Not just week, we have a whole month here. So this is going to be the second review for me this month. Yeah, and this film is from 2001, directed by, I'm just going to butcher the shit out of this name too. Teru Ishii, it says legendary director. This was his final film. He died, I think, shortly after this film was finished up and stuff. So, but yeah, it's from 2001. It's a Japanese film, and it goes by the title of Blind Beast vs. Killer Dwarf. Yeah, this is released by Panic House. I believe this is like a sub-label of Synapse Films. So, yeah, very cool release. So, lots of special features and stuff. But yeah, getting into the plot of this one, I don't even know where to start with this. So basically, it centers around this writer. He just went to this, to this kind of like this Broadway show of like Moulin Rouge or whatever to go see this legendary actor. I want to say what her name is, Ranko. Anyway, so he watches the show and whatnot, and so after the show, he's outside, and he's kind of sitting on this park bench and whatnot, and he just, like, randomly sees this, like, dwarf walk by, and, he kind of, it kind of catches his eye, and he's kind of looking at him, and he notices that the dwarf is carrying, like, an arm, like a limb. So he kind of, sees that as being a little suspect, so he calls up this private investigator, to kind of investigate, this dwarf and see what the hell's going on and stuff. But then you soon later learn that there's actually a bunch of bodies and stuff and body parts that have been, showing up throughout the city, over a period of time and stuff. So this private investigator starts investigating, what's going on here. Meanwhile, this is happening. Ranko, the beautiful celebrity for the Moulin Rouge show, she actually ends up going missing. She's basically abducted by this blind beast, who acts as like a masseuse, but what he's really doing is he's like abducting people and he's like killing them and kind of making them into like plaster, or he covers them in plaster and kind of makes them into mannequins and stuff like that. So you got this, the story with this dwarf on one side, and then you got this, blind beast on the other and stuff. And basically the entire film is like kind of the investigation with this private eye and this writer, and really trying to just figure out what's going on and stuff. So, but yeah, so, that's the general plot of your film. Now my thoughts on this one. This is a fucking weird film, man. This is really, really bizarre. It's not like, that typical batshit crazy, over-the-top ridiculousness that, a lot of Japanese films can have. It's very serious toned, but there's a lot of fucking flaws in this movie, man. For starters, it's actually shot pretty bad. The editing is annoying in this film. It just seems like the direction in the film wasn't there, or maybe, it seems like the direction isn't there because the editing is so bad. It's very choppy. It's kind of offsetting in times. Like a scene will end and it'll just jump into something else, and it's just kind of very awkward to watch. It's very hard to watch. Now, I was expecting a lot of blood and gore in this film by reading the description on it and stuff. There really isn't until the end. There's some pretty cool imagery at the end with, blood and gore and stuff with the killings. But that's about it. Throughout the film, you see, limbs and stuff like that have been severed. But they just look really bad. They look really phony and stuff. The set pieces in this film are beyond cheap. So fucking cheaply done. Like, it's just mind-blowing how cheap it is, man. Generally it's hard to tell with the acting in these type of films if it's good or bad, if it's a foreign film, because you spend a lot of time reading subtitles and just kind of paying attention to things like that. But the acting, you could tell, was actually pretty bad in this movie. A lot of really bad performances, especially by a lot of the females in this film are just terrible. There is a lot of boobs in this movie, which is kind of a plus, but But yeah, just a lot of like, just feels very, very very amateurish. It's just, I think the direction in this movie was just not there. And one of my biggest problems with this movie is that it simply doesn't have a strong enough build-up into what it becomes. Basically the end of this film turns into like a scene from the movie Clue. It's like Colonel Mustard did it in the fucking in the pool room with the fucking with the knife. It's like, what? So basically throughout the whole film you're kind of going, what the fuck is going on, really? And then everything is explained to you, like spoon-fed to you right at the end of this film by the investigator. He basically gets everyone that's involved in this case literally in a circle and explains everything about the film. And I'm just like, what? Like, they could have came up with any explanation in the world for what was going on and why these two were doing what they were doing and stuff. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it was so poorly done. I was so disappointed with this. And the movie didn't want to end. They basically tell you everything that's going on in the film, with about 20 minutes left to go in the film. And then it just kind of goes to all these, like, imageries with, with the blind beast and, him killing. There's actually a pretty cool scene where he's, like, hacking this chick up towards the end of the film. But I was like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, seriously. It was just so poorly done. Like, I really cannot recommend this film at all. Like, I was just, I wasn't going into it with, like, crazy high hopes, but it was just really it was slow-paced, too. Like, throughout the film, like I said, you don't really know what's going on. It's very slow-paced. And that explanation at the end was just, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. It was just so poorly done. I mean, give me a break, man. I mean, you could have told me anything. I would have been like, oh, this is such bullshit. But, yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. I found it actually quite boring. I really wish this movie, like, it had a pretty decent premise if it was executed properly. That's the thing that really bugs me about this. They should have explained things a little better throughout the film and then not have that spoon-fed explanation at the end. This movie would have worked a lot better. Even with the amateur sets and, effects and stuff like that, it would have worked a lot better. I just found that to be completely devastating to the whole film. So yeah, anyways, guys, I'm done bashing this film. I could probably go on for a little bit longer. Yeah, if I had to rate this, I'd probably just give it about a 3 out of 10. It's really poor. The more I talk about it, the more I'm disappointed in this because I was kind of looking forward to checking this, I had kind of high hopes for it, kind of mid-range, I guess, but it's just really not a great film at all. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's going to do it for week 36 here. Blind Beast vs. Killer Dwarf. Stay away from it. I mean, if you want to give it a look, if you can find it for dirt cheap, probably isn't one that you're going to find for really cheap either. It's a Panic House release, and these are kind of expensive, but yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know about that one. But anyways, guys, week 36, I'll be back next week, of course, with another foreign horror review, and I do know what I'm going to review next week, and I know it's already fucking awesome, so stay tuned for that one. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.